Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Delinquent Show, the weekly edition of the show. As you can see, we got ourselves a nice new background. JP, you designed it. What's happening, brother?
How we doing? It's looking good, isn't it? The
It's
real
looking
deal.
good. Peaky Blinders, Blakey. No more 70s wardrobe for you, lad. You're looking good, lad. But you still got a nice 70s jumper on. That beautiful roll neck. Absolutely magnificent, lad. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, my old mate. Yeah, keep my neck warm, keep my chin warm.
Wow. We got lots to talk about today. We got lots to talk about. Where do you want to start, boys? Where would you like to start?
Well, I'll start. You know, I'm always good at going first. So if we go off what Stevie Kane told us the other day in his interview about how the system's working at the minute, someone explained to me why a national governing body as big as ours is hiring out to a company to do the selections for interviews and that. Like Stevie said, we can't have camps because there's not enough money for the men's team. The women's team have got enough money to even advertise a job for a psychologist. So why on earth are we hiring these people to do the job interviews?
But the thing is, we're hiring these people and they're clearly incompetent because you had Stevie there who was in the program. They said all his stuff was good, but yet he doesn't get an interview. Where's that happened?
Well, I don't understand, it wasn't completely clear. Are these people who they're hiring in, who are looking at the CVs, are they from a basketball background or are they just some recruitment company? Because if they don't know about basketball, how can they decide on a coach? All right, looking at CVs, yeah, fair enough. Well, if they're looking at CVs and they're supposed to be from a basketball background, Stevie's a no-brainer. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but they're clearly not from a basketball background. They're just looking at CVs, shuffling through, and then what they're meant to do is siphon them through to the performance director, who at the time, I think maybe it was Dickin Evans, maybe it was another guy before him. He gets them, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I like them." Stevie doesn't even get an interview. It's kind of like deja vu. It sounds like a deja vu. I don't get an interview. Deja vu. It says, "What's going on with this place?"
What I don't understand about it is going off a few months back talking to Tina Gordon. She was explaining that the way the coaching levels work in our country, a level 1 is like a GCSE. So a level 2 is like college. Level 3 is university. And level 4 is like a master's degree. And obviously someone who's played international basketball for 20 years has got enough knowledge to have a master's degree. So why are we throwing these people that have got that academic level of a master's away? And we're going for these people that have no background in the sport. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
The funny thing was, what he said was they used lottery-funded money. Let me make this clear. Lottery-funded money to start up the university teams. Now, the men's team don't have no money to have a coach or have anything. How are they being allowed to use lottery core funded money to set up these free universities? Somebody explain to me that.
Well, I don't know. I haven't a clue. I mean, me personally, if you've got money to throw out the lottery funding to set up Women's Super League, would it not be better to keep your international players, which is making the Spanish league stronger, keep them in this country? And if you want to throw some lottery funding towards a better league, pay some of the top European players to come and play in our league and keep your own players.
So this brings me to a point, because Stevie said something else as well. The coaches that are at the universities, that they appointed at the universities, were going to come back in as assistant coaches to the head coaches Okay, so at the moment we've got George Bates, Orabemi. I can't remember who's in Wales, and I think it's Warburton is somewhere in Worcester. So these 4 are meant to be now part of the assisting system. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what you see? That's what he said to us yesterday.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Right. So,
Absolutely.
so if that's so, and I know me and you, Johnny, we've been delving into the rule book on BWB or national governing body. We've been delving into the rule book, and there's a particular rule in the rule book that states, Johnny, you've been reading it. What does it state in the rule book?
Yeah. So in the rule book, Rule 1.5.15 says clubs are not permitted to register any current GB coach, performance coach, in brackets, defined as a BWB employed GB performance coach, to compete or coach within the BWB National League.
Okay, so how have they got around it with Mr. Bates playing in Sheffield? How have they got around it?
Well, it's not just with him coaching. It's not just with him playing in the Sheffield Steelers team, is it? How's he coaching the college girls as well? How's he got that role?
Because he's just come back from coaching the under 20, was it under 25 girls? Which to me is a performance position. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It has to be. It has to be. It says defined as a BWB employed GB performance coach. Now, to be employed, it doesn't matter if he's done that job and not being paid. If he has to wear the kit to coach that team, he's a performance coach, pure and simple.
So he has, because he's doing that role of the under 25s, he has to conform to their rules. Correct me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, he could wear whatever kit he wants. He could do whatever he likes.
Yeah, he's got to, as an employee, he must have to abide by their code of conduct, which if you're not an employee, well, it's carte blanche. You can do what you like you say, Saint. So he's got to be employed. But are there any of the other university coaches involved as BWB performance coaches?
Well, now you're delving into it. Adio's playing for the Titans.
Yeah, he's coaching.
He's been involved.
He's been involved in the women's team as well, isn't he?
In the women's. No, he's in the Titans, and he's also coaching East London, the East London University team. But he's also been involved with GB on is it voluntary? But does that mean, is that the same thing? He's doing work for GB. So how are they allowing this rule to slip by and nobody don't say nothing? Is it because it's hidden, or what? You guys out there, tell me.
It's a strange one. I mean, even on that funding issue that you said about, as I understood it when we were playing, the UK sport funding was for elite level, so the international teams. And to fund leagues, I think they used to get Sport England money, totally different pot. And that was to put on tournaments or whatever. So I don't know how that's the elite money is sort of transferred over to paying coaches. And I think some of the players are paid. Maybe the universities have got a budget. But if that's coming from core funding and you're paying foreign players at X amount to come over and play, and that's hurting your national teams, well, there's something in the garden that don't smell very, very good.
Well, it's hurting your national team anyway, because the fact of the matter is, if you're paying, or let's say you're not paying, but you're inviting the best women in Europe to come and play in your Women's Super League, right? And they get to start before your GB players in the college teams. So how's that better in the college? How's that better in the GB women if they're sat on the bench watching the Dutch superstars play or the German superstars?
Yeah. It isn't, is it? The whole point of the league, as far as I know, was to benefit our girls to get the premium of the, get them playing at a good level, decent level. Now it looks like we've switched it. We want to get foreign players in as well. So that means one of the girls will be on the bench, one of the forwards, because they're after the big forwards in Europe and in the world. That means one of our forwards are on the bench. Something like, it's a strange thing.
Sorry, Saint. These college teams, like in the American College League, you have to actually study at those universities, don't you, to play for that team? But are these college teams here? Are they all studying for them that are in this Super League or whatever? Or are they just using that as a venue, and the university stumps up a little bit of money to have them there? I don't quite understand it.
I believe most of them are studying, but then I don't know. I believe most of them are studying, but like my point to this is the rule. They're breaking rules, but nobody's saying nothing. They'll probably come back to you and say, we worded it wrong. How can you word it wrong if you're involved in the GB performance program?
Doesn't matter if it's worded wrong. It's there in black and white. They put it up. No one put it up.
Exactly. If you're a head coach of under 25s team, an under 23s team, under 30s team, the men's senior team, the women's senior team, if you're involved in any way,
it's that rule is in place to stop nepotism, and it was put in there so that you couldn't be affiliated with a club if you were the head coach or whatever of a certain program. Titmus never coached a league team. I mean, Nigel did as an assistant, but Titmus never did. Murray didn't. He went to an awful lot of games though, where he could see players, juniors, women's. He went everywhere. These coaches they've got now can't do that because they're not here.
But are they in an influential position? Let's not talk about the men yet. We'll get to them in a minute. Does that mean that they're in an influential position to get players to their university, to their club, because they're doing?
Of course, it is
at that level.
Mean, if you were playing and you knew the national head coach was coaching a team, where are you going to go? If he says, come here and play, that ups your chances because he gets to see you all the time. And that's where it's a completely, like I say, nepotism. It's ridiculous. You can't do that. And even if they say, oh, well, the rule's been worded wrong, then change it for next year, however you want to word it. But for this season, stick to the rules. And they're not doing that.
Which makes a mockery of the whole system.
Well, I don't know if that's the only rule break. There was another one underneath it. Rule 1.6.1. This is regarding classification of players. This one doesn't make sense at all. If players in the BWB competitions and international club competitions must be classified in accordance with the 2014 and 2018 I.W.B.F. official player classification manual. All non-disabled or non-eligible disability players, male, female, or junior, will be classified mandatory as a 5-point player. Players are permitted to use any legal strap-in. Any changes to the I.W.B.F. definition and process will be reviewed by BWB to establish the impact on the sport in the UK prior to the acceptance. Well, if we're in 2024 now, why are we abiding to rules set by I.W.B.F. classifications in 2014 and 2018? With what's just happened, what we announced the other day with IPC and I.W.B.F. finally, burying the hatchet and agreeing on this classification thing. Why is our national governing body abiding by that rule? And are they abiding by it? Think about some players. Some players are playing in the league, and I don't think they are classified by I.W.B.F. So if they're not
Well, they're not.
classified, they should be a 5, shouldn't they?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no IWBF classification for a 5-pointer. It goes up to 4.5, end of. So if you ain't got an I.W.B.F. classification, then you're a 5, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the Americans used to play their own system, didn't they? The 1-2-3 system. We got rid of that donkeys years ago. Phil Craven had a lot to do with that. But I don't know now if the Americans still play that system or if they're playing I.W.B.F.
No,
Yeah, but the thing is, Blakey, if they play that system, it's probably in their rule books to play that system. Yeah. Johnny just read out our rule book, and our rule book states if you don't have an I.W.B.F. classification, you should be a 5. So all you guys out there playing against teams, check it, because you're getting done over with the rules. You're getting done over. You just need to check it. Now let's move on to more of what Stevie said regarding the men's team. You know, no, we haven't seen no camps. We haven't seen anything. We don't know what's going on social media about what the men are doing. How is he? I don't know what they call him, interim or the coach. How does he spot young talent, new young talent that's out there ready? You know, there could be a Johnny Pollard, a Blakey, or a Saint in the wings, 18, 19, but they're never going to get spotted because the coaches don't even live here.
Well,
they had a scout, didn't they? They had a scout, but from what I understand, he's not involved anymore. They had a fella going around looking at people, didn't they? But he's left for whatever reason, so they've got no one now.
Yeah, but when you look at the fella that's left, what background did he have? What was he going to spot?
Hey, I'll tell you what background he had, Johnny. He was a college-educated kid. That's why. How can he spot that? Like, it's difficult. If you've not had no coaching qualification, you can go to university all you like.
It's bad to say, but regarding the men, it's rotten to the core. And not the men's team. I'm on about the association. When it was GWBBA, it was at its prime. Once it switched to this BWB malarkey, it's rotten to the core. I don't know if the people who were employed there are to blame, or is it the people that employed them for them roles? Is it UK Sport that needs to answer? Because right now, there's no one in the office that could do a Hall of Fame, because no one in the office knows anyone from the past. In fact, there's hardly anyone in the office that understands the sport. Do you remember when we had the meeting, Saint, with Justine Baines?
Yeah.
She said how impressed she was when she was in Dubai because she sat courtside and she couldn't believe the noise coming off the chairs during the contact of the game.
It's laughable, that comment, isn't it? It's laughable.
Well, metal against metal makes a noise. Do you not realise that, love? Jesus.
You know, that's laughable. That's from the person at the top. So if the person at the top, that's her views, God only knows what's going down the chain. And I'll take this, and I'm going to say it. It started to go wrong 2013. After 2013, Murray left, God bless his soul. It all seemed to go down the pan. They get a new performance director who, to me, was totally incompetent. Poured away probably millions on the team. We got a head coach at that time who all of you rave on, and we will get to delve into that with Stevie. Obviously, he was inside there at a later date because Stevie will be coming back on to give us some more. But I think the rot was started then, John. What do you reckon? What do you think?
I reckon it was around then. Definitely. I mean, there's lots of speculation over, you know, they didn't have video. The men didn't have video sessions because Hadj couldn't do them. It's just, it sounds like a joke. Everything you read and hear at the minute, when people contact us and tell us the things that's going on, it's like Stevie said, how can you have a head coach in Canada right now? If you was a 19-year-old bossing this league. All right, this league's not of a high level at the minute, this country. But imagine if you're an 18-year-old bossing this league, you're going to think you've got a chance of getting in GB. What chance has he got? Have you just been to Malaga to the GB men's camp? Because I imagine anyone who wasn't in Malaga is not going to Paris. So if you think you've got a chance of getting to Paris and you wasn't at the Malaga camp, sorry, boys.
How many of the current guys are playing in our league? I know Gaz Chowdhury is, but is he going to Malaga? A lot of them are based in Spain, aren't they? So are they having that there so that they haven't got to fly back? Understandable, finance-wise. But if they're, like you say, if there's someone ripping up trees over here, send him over there and give him a go at least.
I'd love to hear back from someone. So I'd love to hear from whether it be a GB junior or someone in the early 20s that's playing well. No, he's not been invited to a GB camp. Well, he's not been invited to Malaga basically because they don't have camps. I just don't get it. How are you gonna? I just don't get it.
It's tough. It's tough for it. It's going to be tough for those youngsters that are here that we know. They've got some good youngsters out there that's playing in the English league and they're not getting a chance like they used to. Like, you know, we're not going to go back. You know, lots of things were developed between probably 1999, maybe even earlier, up to 2013, where we had HBCs and all of those things where you could come and see these young kids and they could develop as young kids. And we didn't have as much money as we have now. So where has all the dollar bills gone, the pounds gone? Where has it gone? Because it doesn't look like you're spending it on anything else but, I don't know. I have no idea.
I know where it's gone. Office furniture.
Somebody come on here, one of you become a guest and tell me what you're doing with all the dough.
Because there's a lot of furniture in that office. I mean, not the chairs and tables, people sitting on them chairs doing not a lot.
No, but a few, we was told a lot of them got laid off. It's a, what was the word they used say in that meeting? It's a skeleton staff in the office. Skeleton.
Is that why they can't answer the phone or people's emails when they put a job application in?
I don't know.
Suddenly go missing. Let's get it right.
Exactly.
There's people in there that are dysfunctional and they're not doing their job.
And something needs to change. Something needs to change. We can't change it. We can just keep talking about it. The members have got to change it. You guys are the members, you guys are the ones who can change the destiny of what's going on because there's a lot of money. We got a women's pro league, which pro is a word.
Anyway,
the men's.
Forget all that because that's starting to depress the crap out of me.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, man. What do you want to talk about, Big J?
I've got one for you. It's time to put your dollar in place. Asia, Australia, Oceania, whatever, championships. Yeah?
Yeah, I got you.
So they're starting. Now, last night I was reading that only the second place team in the Oceania qualifies for the repechage. So whoever wins going to Paris, whoever comes second is going to repechage. So the way the repechage is shaping up before this starts in Asia, we've got France, the host, that are going to be in. From the Europeans, we've got Netherlands, Germany, and Italy. From Africa, it's Morocco. From the Americas, it's Colombia and Canada. And then one more from the Australia one, Asia one. So with that in place, who you calling to be in the final?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So we got the Aussies, Iran,
yeah,
and Japan. Can you believe it?
And Korea.
Yeah, Korea.
Thailand, China.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you're talking about the creme of the creme, one of the big guns is not going to be there.
I think. Well, I only watched. I watched some of Dubai. I mean, the Aussies are in transition, aren't they? But I still think in that group, Iran and Australia should make it out. I don't. Although
Blakey,
Japan, with
hold
that
on.
kid,
Japan weren't in Dubai. Japan weren't in Dubai.
Yeah, Japan weren't in Dubai.
Why weren't they there? Did they not qualify then? Or
Because of the qualification, it was COVID. So they couldn't get to the tournament. So the COVID stopped them qualifying. So you got Japan.
We're putting it down to
medalist.
3. We're putting it down to 3. Australia, Iran, and Japan. Pick your 2 out of the 3.
Wow.
I'd go.
I'll go last.
I'll go Australia. I haven't seen Japan then. Iran looked decent. They've always been tough. They've got a lot of big guys, haven't they? Foul trouble's their problem, but I'll stick my neck out. Australia, Iran.
I'm going to go Iran and Japan.
Really?
Let's go, Big Ed. Yeah, let's go, Big Ed. What's your call?
I'm going to go Iran and Japan.
Yeah, I think you're right there. You're right there.
Looking at what I saw in Dubai, I mean, one of the mistakes the Aussies are making at the minute, when they use Tristan Knowles as a point runner, it doesn't work because he can't shoot rolling. He has to stop his chair to shoot. You can't have a point guard not rolling and shooting.
Hold on, big guy. Hold on, big guy. Can you imagine it? A Paralympics without Australia.
Well, they've got a new coach as well, the Aussies, haven't they?
Yeah, Brad Ness. Think about this. Because of the situation that has been caused by the classification, you're going to have a Paralympics probably, maybe, without Australia and Canada.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Canada are another team, aren't they, in transition, really?
Yeah, but how are they going to get...
Well, they will be they will be if they don't make Paris.
You know, I don't even know what to say, man. That's unthinkable if you think 4 years ago that Australia and Canada won't make the Paralympics. Wow.
I tell you,
just unbelievable.
We've said them 3. I've got a feeling Korea and Japan, Korea and China will turn up. I reckon it could be closer than we think, you know.
I'll tell you what, those semi-finals are going to be on a knife edge. Squeaky bum time. Squeaky bum times.
Well, that's when we know, innit? The winners of the semis, we know. But their qualification works out better because it makes the final more interesting for the simple fact we have to watch the final to see who's qualified for Paris and who's qualified for the repechage.
Wow. Oh, yeah. On another subject, we're moving the subject because we haven't talked football yet, haven't we? But when we talk football, we've got to talk about the National League. Let's talk about the National League because we know we've got fans who want to talk about the National League. We've talked about the National League. It's Tottenham Man United this weekend. Who's going to take it?
Predictions. I'll go 3-0 Tottenham.
We've already done this.
Yeah, but
we're doing it again.
We didn't do scores. I'm going 3-1, 3-0 Tottenham.
I've got a loss of memory a lot of the time, so I have to go back. I'm going 2-0 Tottenham.
Oh, don't put me on the spot, boys.
You're on the spot. You're a Tottenham supporter.
I know I am. Right, Hart says.
Oh, we don't know any this rubbish about Hart says. Tell us the score, man.
3-1 Tottenham.
Yes.
Good lad, yeah.
Good lad. What we got tonight? We've got the Carabao Cup
semi-finals.
Whoa.
I think Tottenham and Man United are the only teams playing at the weekend. It's 2 other big games.
Go on. Sorry, my fault.
So on the same day, on Sunday, Everton play Aston Villa.
Oh, for the first time, I'm going to go first for the first time. Go on, you Blues! Go on, you Blues! Everton, 2-1. Villa not good on the road.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, to be fair. Villa have had a blip, haven't they? So I'll go with Everton.
I'm going to go.
Score 1-0. 1-0.
I'll go 2-2. Draw. I'm sitting on the fence on that one.
Get the splinters out, lad. Get those splinters out.
And Saturday, we've got Chelsea Fulham.
Chelsea don't seem to play well at home.
Yeah, I'm going for.
I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
I was going to say 2-1 Fulham as well.
Well, I always go first and you always go last. So I've said 2-1. You said 2-1. Peaky Blinders, what you got?
1-0. 1-0.
Well, get out of the splinters out of your backside.
And the last one on Saturday. There's only 2 on Saturday. This is the other big one of the weekend. Newcastle at home.
To who? You clown.
Manchester City.
Oh, man, that's a tricky one.
Trippier's back. Kevin De Bruyne's back. Isaac's back.
1-1 draw. 1-1 draw.
City 3-1.
I'm going Newcastle 2-1.
Oh, we got some good results there. Is
You're
that all the
brave
Premier
man.
League this weekend, lad?
No, there is one on Friday. If you want to watch it. Burnley, Luton.
Oh, my God. Luton away win, 2-1.
Yeah, Luton. I'll go with you. 2-1.
Burnley 1-0.
Burnley 1-0. Now, is that all the Premier League?
Hold on, say, talking about football today, I heard on Talk Sport, you think about Luton being in the relegation places and Man United. Luton has scored more goals this season than Man United. How funny is that?
The three of us have scored more goals than Man United this season. Anyway, let's move to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We got tonight the Borough taking on the Chelsea. I'm going to go a Borough win, 2-1. Let's go, fellas.
Yeah, I'll have to stick with my little mate, Tiny. Where is it at?
At Middlesbrough tonight.
Oh, he'll be there. We can't have him having a bad night. So, yeah, 2-1, Borough.
Tiny. Forget it, lad. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. Upset the cart.
And then we got tomorrow, the mighty Reds, Liverpool, take on Fulham. I'm going to go. It's going to be a lockout. 3-0 Liverpool. Off we go to Wembley before the second leg.
Blakey, are you there?
Yeah. I was waiting for you, Johnny.
I'm last. I'm always last.
All right, then. I'm hoping 5-0 Fulham.
Right.
Bullshit, that is.
Blakey, you will not be appearing on next week's show. Comments. I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
Ties over. Well, boys, this one's been a kind of an emotional delinquent show, especially at the start. Listen, you guys out there, come on the show and tell us that we're wrong. Tell us that we're wrong, everything that we're saying. We've got new guests. We've got another guest who's going to be, we're recording soon, and he will be electric. Another Hall of Famer. Man, this show is going to be legendary. We got Hall of Famers after Hall of Famers after Hall of Famers. We need a lady as a Hall of Famer who comes on. I don't care if you're in a Hall of Fame in wherever. Ladies, come on to the show. The Delinquent Show is the best show in town.
And don't forget, if you want to stay anonymous and have us mention something on the show, then the email is on the Facebook page. Drop us an email, we'll read it out.
But we would love you to come on.
If it's
We'd
to
love
do
you
with the
more to come on.
selection, if it's to do with the selection thing we've been talking about, and what your chances are, we'll just say you want to stay anonymous. We'll read it out anonymously.
Blakey, it's been emotional today. Way to go, Peaky Blinders. Keep up the Peaky Blinders. We need some sort of like a. Oh, don't take the hat off that grey hair.
I was just doffing my cap to you boys. It's not
No
great.
problem. It's been emotional. See you guys next week. Johnny, way to
Thanks,
go
Rob.
with the background. See you guys next week on the Delinquent Show.
Mwah! Night.
6 weeks or so for Middlesbrough. I've had so many games to play.